month in, month out, week in and week out. And as a matter of fact, Leanna, I know you're booked weeks in advance for your appointments. And you run about all the appointments you want. Well, she must, because she sells 20, 25, 30 rainbows just about every month. Wouldn't you like to be able to do that? If you practice, and what I was going to talk to everybody about just for a second, how much time do we spend practicing how to recruit in the office? Anybody doing that? Okay, Tim says he doesn't. Okay? If you're not doing that, we're missing the boat. Because it's no time to practice once we get in front of the prospect. You know, I talk to people about this because in 1976, I got saved and accepted the Lord as my Savior. And when I became very involved in my church, you know, pretty soon I became a teacher, a deacon, and I started heading the outreach program for our church in Jacksonville, Florida. And when we started out with our visitation program there, we had 12 guys coming to visitation that would go out and visit. When I left there, sometime later, we had over 1,000 guys showing up every Tuesday night to go witness for the Lord. Now, do you know what the difference was between having only 12 and then going to 1,000? It's very simple. Teaching people what to say, or teaching them how simple it is to share your testimony and to share your faith. You know, the same thing is true about talent scouting. When you're talent scouting somebody, all you're doing is sharing your experience and what Rainbow has done for you. And when you share your personal experience in this business about how good the company is, how good the people are, what kind of opportunity there is in the business, this is what causes people to come in. It's nothing fancy. It's sincere, but it's not fancy. You can recruit a lot of people if you do it very sincerely. And you're just trying to offer them the opportunity to explore something that's not going to cost them anything. You have everything to gain, nothing to lose. It won't cost you a penny. And folks, I don't know, maybe like me, you'll find out it's been one of the best things that's ever happened to you. Would you like to just join me and come down and meet our distributor and see the Rainbow office and hear about that opportunity? It costs nothing. Why not? You give opportunity to people that way and watch how many people start taking advantage of that. Again, something you have to practice in the office. When I was talking earlier about giving a testimony, you know, even though people are saved and they can do this, they may think they know what to say, but until they say it a few times and they become comfortable with it, it's difficult for them to share with somebody that way. Same thing with the opportunity. You share that, you practice that in the office, and watch how good you will become at it. Now let's talk about that other side. We talk about the green lights for a minute. I know that Leanna has her presentation wired. I mean, she's got it down where she knows exactly what to say, how to say it in such a way that the people hear exactly what she means. You know, a lot of times, if you think people are hearing what you're saying, you could be wrong. You have any kids? Okay, ever happened to you that way, right? Just because we say it doesn't mean they heard it. If you can find a way to express it, a way to communicate it, so that people will hear exactly what you're talking about. And if you practice your delivery on that green light special, I think what you'll find is you'll have a lot more people taking advantage and setting up a lot more instant sets and a lot more green lights for you. There's a secret to every part of the business. And it comes with practice, being a professional. Now, I want to talk to some of the people in here about your opportunity just for a second. Mike was talking about, you know, the fact that we need more offices and the requirements that are necessary for people to open an office. You know, the way I always looked at this business, and from the time that I first started in it, I started part-time in college, and very quickly, I started moving through the ranks. Because I had to move through quickly because I was deciding between this and continuing in college. And because I was on a scholarship, I couldn't work part-time because of my time and effort. I either had to be in or I had to be out, so to speak. And when I was looking at it and thinking about it, I started to see in my mind how simple the business really is. Because once I learn how to get a lead, once I learn how to set an appointment, once I learn how to do a demonstration, and a demonstration well enough so that people will buy, and once I know that I can recruit, because I've recruited a few people into the business, then I'm qualified to be a distributor. Do you know that? Now, what does a distributor do besides that? Somebody said they run a business. Well, let me tell you how hard it is to run a rainbow business. If you run a household, you can run a rainbow business. Because in a rainbow business, all we do is pay a rent, pay electric, pay telephone. Instead of buying groceries, we buy rainbows. But the difference is, in our business, we don't just consume the groceries and whatever. In rainbow, we buy rainbows, we invest our grocery money in rainbows, and more rainbows turn into more rainbows, more profit, and more rainbows. It's really not that difficult. People think, well, I'm not an accountant. Well, is anybody here an accountant? There might be one or two. Okay, you hire an accountant. You don't have to be one. You hire somebody to do that for you. Opening a rainbow office is not very difficult. It's not very difficult. What it is all you have to do is to have that confidence that you understand what you're doing. Once you know that we can drop you off today anywhere and you know how to get an appointment. If you know how to go generate an appointment, which you know is going to turn into a demo, and the demo is going to turn into a sale, and more sales will equal the profit, then what is the fear? Somebody says a little bit of investment. Well, Mike went through a great presentation on what this business returns from the investment that you make. And I want to tell you something right now. In this year, at this particular time, and with this economy, how many people do you think there are that wishes that they owned their own business? About everybody. And you know something? That's an opportunity that every one of us have in this room. We have that opportunity to own and operate our own business. You'll never have to worry about a cutback. You'll never have to worry about a layoff, unless you don't like yourself. You're never going to have to worry about any of the problems that people typically face because they're employed by somebody else. You will be in charge of your own destiny. Why? Because it's your business, you own it, you operate it. This is a great opportunity we have in Rainbow. And it's a very, very good time for all of us to be in the rainbow business. Business is moving up right now. Opportunities are going forward. And I'm going to tell you, it's a good, good time. We've never had a piece of equipment that's as good as the one we have now. But I can promise you this, there'll be something coming better. Because that's what Bruce and all the engineers are working hard. And this is something that we're always working on. How to take what we have, refine it, develop it, and turn it into the next phase, the next generation. It's a company that has moved forward for a long, long time, and it's a company that will continue to move forward for a long, long time. And a good indication of that is the quality of the people that you've seen on stage here today. These are the leaders of the company. These are the people that are going to take all of us into that next era, into that next generation, and I think we're in very, very good hands. Very good hands. Now, I'll say one thing in closing, and that is that if you want to be successful in this business, and you want to be the best you can, you've got to work with priorities. And if you think about these priorities, if you focus on these priorities I'm going to give you, then you're going to be successful in this business. Priority number one is God. If you serve God, if you pray to God, if you look to God every day for all of your answers, for all of your needs, and if you have faith that He will return to you, I promise you, you're going to be set on the right track.
Amen.
Number two, family. After God, your family. You put your family in number 2 spot, and they'll never be at a higher spot if they're following God. And then last but not least, you have to put your business. But you know, if you mess that